I'm a fan of Paddy Pimblett's. I think he's young still. He's got a lot of potential. He's definitely marketable. The hair, I love the wig thing that they were doing at the fights. Great idea. But my thing is, he has a long way to go. I didn't realize it until this fight. I thought in the first couple fights of his career in the UFC that he was just trying to make adjustments. It's all the attention. This fight really showed me that he's got a lot of work to do. And let me just tell you guys this. When people want to talk about how out of shape he gets or how big he gets in between fights, if you're getting that big, 9 times out of 10, you're not really working on your craft. You're not training as much as you should be to try and improve yourself. I haven't seen any improvements since he came into the UFC. Not one. Not one. He still strikes with his chin in the air, way in the air. He found out last night he has no defense for the left hook. His takedown defense is not on par for the guys at 155 pounds. His submission game is good, but it's not great, guys. I'm not going to sit here and blow sunshine up your ass. It's not great. His cardio last night also lacked. He got tired in the midway through the second and into the third. That's why the takedowns and the pressure and all that stuff. He was the bigger guy, not by a little bit, but by a lot.
A lot.
And he was not able to get his back off the fence. I think he's a phenomenal. I think he has the potential.
Don't say that. Don't say that. You just said, I think he's a phenomenal. No, he's not.
No, I said, I think he has the potential. I had to readjust that. I think he has the potential to be a phenomenal fighter. I don't know. I think the verdict's still way too soon to say, because if you're getting that far out of shape, and I haven't seen any improvements, John, since he's come into the UFC. Not one. Not one. The one thing I can say about him is that he's a professional, is that he makes weight. He makes weight. For someone who gets that far out of shape, he makes weight. And he fights hard. Those are the two things.
And you got to give him, I'm going to be honest, he's got a good chin, because his chin is up in the air a lot of the times he's getting hit, and he takes it. He got stung a couple of times in that fight, and he takes it well, and he comes back fighting. And so he's tough. I'm not going to say anything about he's a fighter. He's got it in him, but he's got so many holes that he needs to fix before he fights top level guys, or else he's going to get murked. I'm just being honest, and I like the whole personality thing. I think he has fun, and that's good. It's supposed to be fun. I look at this fight though, and you're going to get all these people are going to say, "Oh, the UFC, they wanted it that way." The UFC didn't do anything with the judges.
They don't care, you guys.
Judges, exactly. They're set up to where they don't care who wins. In the end, they know which direction they're going to go, and they know what they're going to do, whether that person wins or loses. But this was, the athletic commission picks the judges and stuff. My son was one of the judges, and he asked me, and I said, "Oh, you got that wrong. I thought Jared Gordon won 29-28. First round in that fight, Jared Gordon hit Paddy Pimblett with a left hook like it was a magnet. He hit him over and over and over again, and he stung him, and you could see it. Now, Paddy had his things, but I think you came up with the actual right, and this can happen when you're a judge sitting there. You're getting the crowd responding every time Paddy does something, because truthfully, Paddy did not punch as many times as Jared Gordon. He didn't land as much as Jared Gordon, and the shots that he landed were not as good as what Jared Gordon landed. But when you get the crowd reaction, and that's what you're hearing, it kind of, you're looking and you're trying to say, but there's times when you're not seeing that angle, but you're hearing the reaction of the crowd, and it's an influencer. And I think they got influenced by what the crowd was into, as far as the crowd was there, wanted Paddy to win, and they're reacting to everything he's doing. Jared Gordon won that first round. He won the third round. I give Paddy Pimblett the second round. I thought Paddy won the second round. But if you go back and you watch that fight, that first round, which a lot of people said really close, not really that close. I mean, it was, not like, oh, one guy ran over the other, but it's pretty clear Jared Gordon should have won that round. Paddy started off good. Jared finished it off in the end, basically. But I look at it and I feel the same way. And, we've talked about Paddy before. I think he's fun. I think he's a tough guy. I take nothing away from him, the whole hair bit and everything like that. He's professional. He comes in, he makes, the weight he's supposed to, and he fights. He went out there and he fought. But it's one of those, like you said, when you're getting that heavy, it's telling me you're not putting in the training that you need to improve. Because, son, take it from an old man. You need to improve. There's a lot of holes there that a really good fighter, and look, I like Jared Gordon as a fighter. He's a good guy, personally like him, but he's not the top of the food chain. There's some, there's a lot of guys above him that matter. They're licking their chops waiting for you. And look, there's a guy at 145 that you got into it with at the media day. That man will fucking murk you. He will make you look like you are. And right now, a fairly average fighter that has fans, they put you in a co-main. You're not ready for the co-main, son. Not yet. Sorry.
Dana, of course, would like to see Paddy win, but Dana also doesn't care, because if you guys were listening to a little bit of the broadcast last night, DC has said it. Look, the UFC's, we've said it a bunch of times on here, is that the UFC, their PR machine does a damn good job. They can make anyone a star.
Yeah.
And what they do is they pick and choose.
Not anyone, but
it's
as long as you're not an idiot. As long as you're not an idiot.
Yeah. I mean, but he says all the right things. He does all the right things in terms of communication, mental awareness, talking about this person, that person, in terms of helping others, doing charities and events. That's what you want from, if you're the UFC, you're like, hell yeah, I can use that as marketing. Hell yeah. And he does all those things. And they're gonna, of course, they've put quite a bit of money into help propping him up and doing, and build him into a star. But he didn't live up to that portion of his end of the deal though last night. It wasn't a great performance by him. He showed he had a lot of holes. I hope he goes back to the drawing board and he starts fixing some of these holes, because, like I said, I could count maybe on one hand how many straight punches he threw last night. Not like almost none of, they were all loopy. They were just all, I just want to see him do better, because I know he can do better. When you see him, his athleticism, his ability to take a shot and deliver shots is there. But I think what happens is when fighters come from being a star in the lower organization, whether it's Conor, whether it's Paddy, whatever it is, and they've been champion there, they think that every time they hit someone that they're going to go away. Yeah. Not in this organization, not in the bigger organizations. These guys are there for a reason. Yeah. Because they can take a shot, they can deliver a shot. They're just as tough as you. I think that's a huge misconception of like, oh, once I come here and I arrive here, like, I'm ready and these guys can't handle me. And no. These guys are here because
they
can do all the things that you can do. And Jared Gordon last night, he could not miss with that left hook. Like you said, a magnet. It was like bink, bink, yep. Bink. I was like, oh shit. And then finally Paddy, I think in the second round, started finally putting his hand just right there next to his face. He's like, okay, like don't hit me anymore right here. Just, I don't know. He's got a lot of improvements to make. And John, it's hard when you're in between fights and you're blowing up to 200 pounds. That you're just not getting better.
100% agree.